Hello teacups, what's brewing? Welcome back to the channel. I'm about to cough already. I apologise in advance for any weird cuts you may have. I had a couple more physically demanding days at work because we've just started like the end of term run. We've got a lot of admin, so it's sort of mentally more exhausting, and then we're prepping the kids for a lot of performances they do at the end of term, so physically a bit more demanding. And I woke up this morning and the cold I have is trying to make a re-emergence. Not awesome. I think I was almost over the last one and then it's just sort of trying to get back in. We're keeping our fingers crossed, we're taking the medicine, we're going to see what happens. But man, am I sick of being sick at this point. Alright, speaking of sick, let's look at Foodie. Full disclosure, I missed a lot of her stuff this week. Like I said, it was a little bit busier for me, so I just didn't have many hours. I decided to give myself a gift of sleep this week, so I'd come home, I'd work until like 8 p.m. and I'd go to bed at 8:30 because I was tired. So there we go. She had like a 5-hour live stream that I did not watch. I was like, nah, we're gonna cut it. I think she was drinking. I'm aware of the drama around the song and it's relevant to this react, so that's all we're doing. I saw on and off some of her other ones. I know she was driving around Montreal. Nada was in the hotel. She weirdly wasn't. I guess she got kicked out so she could film or whatever. I'm not quite sure. So I think I'm as up to date as I necessarily need to be. I haven't watched her vlog because I'm really, as much as I liked her vlogs, even though they were obviously very fake and very presented, I liked her vlogs, but having Nada with her doing it is just, it really makes them unwatchable for me. So this is the one we're reacting to. It's I Have a Huge Problem. Spoiler alert, a huge problem is her love life. What else is new? I'll let her get into it, but I have some thoughts about this whole motorcycle guy situation type deal. So let's get started.
What's the problem? All right. Well, I shouldn't be talking about this publicly. I'm conflicted about my love life. No, I just met up with that guy. Well, that's my problem. Nader doesn't know about this.
She's had a couple of times this week where she's been like, Nad doesn't know, I think he's sleeping. Like it's just by chance she's doing this while he's asleep, so we can't stop her. I think it's calculated. And I don't believe a lot of what she's saying. Shocking, I know.
I have to tell him I think he's sleeping. No, the thing is, anyways, we're just friends. Nader and I, really, we are. So here's my dilemma. I really like this guy. He treats me really well. But he's moving really, like, he doesn't pressure me, like, sexual-wise. Like, he's...
I think she was about to say he's moving really slowly. Because for all the talk of her wanting a loving relationship, she's always considered love to be passion, even to a toxic point, especially to a toxic point, because she wants the forceful nature of somebody, rightly or wrongly, who will try and force an issue. But that's also been her exact problem with Nader. So it's in a weird place where, yeah, this didn't work out, but she kind of still sees it that way.
He's very respectful of that, like really like, don't want to pressure you, whatever you're ready for. Just, he's really nice, like, but really, really like, very, very nice. Like I said to him, like, I don't care if people buy me jewelry. I just want somebody to just text me one day and be like, you're so beautiful. So he like exactly did that the minute I left him. You are so beautiful. And I can't wait to see you again and blah, blah, blah.
So the story, in as much as I could pass the timeline, was she went to Montreal, she spent the time with Nada, she did the vlog, she was pretending to be super happy the whole time. She did some kind of driving vlog where she was laughing at everything he said. Very much, look how lovey-dovey we are, but no, we're just friends. Definitely not apartment hunting like I've been having panic attacks about for days. So the timeline we're supposed to believe is that she went through all that very happily, which is what she presented, but then she came home and she went and saw Motorcycle Guy. Motorcycle Guy, who quite by coincidence seems to A, turn up exactly when she wants Nada to do a little bit of changing, and B, embodies all the traits that she thinks Nada should work on. So not only is it, look, I'm in demand and you might lose your opportunity, like we spoke about in my last react. Look, I have options, but I'm yours to lose. You have first refusal on Foodie, apparently, Nada. I think it's asking a little bit much of coincidence to say, oh, well, I just happen to have this guy who comes exactly when I need him and embodies all of these traits. I think she's lying. Shocking, I know.
I was supposed to go back to Montreal tomorrow, and I kind of don't want to go. And he's gonna be mad that I'm telling you guys that, and not him.
All right, I think Nada's an asshole, and I don't agree with them being together at all. You know my feelings. It's long stated on this channel. But actually, this particular moment, I should be telling him and not the internet, is actually correct. This is one thing he could legitimately have a problem with, and I think he would be justified in saying, hey, you don't want to come back, you're feeling some kind of way, why aren't you talking to me instead of them? Why are you leaving me to find out about it on your channel? That's actually a fair point. I kind of hate that I'm in the position where I'm like, no, he gets this.
I'm just really stressed out. I'm so tired. This new guy lives like in my same, he lives in the same city as me. And he doesn't, it's just so, honestly, it's just very stress-free with this guy. Like, he has his own life, his own job, his own everything, and he's not up my fucking ass all the time.
Bear in mind, when she says up my ass all the time, which is more confrontational than I was expecting her to be, considering she's still kind of holding on to Nada. Remember that Nada moved to another city and she followed him. When you want to talk about up someone's ass, she actively followed him. He doesn't have a car. He's not coming back to see her. She is choosing to involve herself at personal cost and personal energy and personal finance to her. She doesn't have to be there. She lifts right out, and she chooses not to.
You know, like, he just like, do you want to meet? Never gets mad at me, like, never gets mad.
You hear that, Nada? Never gets mad. Did you get mad? Maybe you should think about what you've done.
Like, you know, I'm going to be careful. I don't want him to be doxxed or anything.
Spoiler alert. I don't think he's been doxxed at this point, but later she shows messages on the phone and edits down a picture. Now, none of these actually show anything. It's all very blurry. I don't think you can get information from that, but she's got a community that's very, very good at picking up at even tiny details and doxing people. So when she said she doesn't want him to be doxed and she's going to be careful, maybe don't show even parts of messages or pictures online. But, you know, while you're doing that, because you just can't help yourself, let's also believe that you went out with this guy and you didn't turn your camera on once or leave a message once. Let's believe that.
But we just met up and talked, and he's just so, like, more compatible in a lot of ways that make me less stressed out. I'm only saying this to Nat. I'm gonna be honest with Nat.
I'm only saying this, she was trying to say to Nada. Yes, so why are you online? You're not saying this to Nada, you're saying this to your audience in the hopes that Nada hears.
Like, that's one of the things I promised myself, is that when I start feeling like I'm fucking being overwhelmed and just like I need to do things differently in my life, I'm just gonna be honest about it. But like,
this I wouldn't classify as being honest about it. This is the same thing she always does.
Apartment hunting? Excuse me?
Excuse me? How dare you? What makes you think that? We've never mentioned it. I never said that I was going to go get one of those cute old apartments in old Montreal for $800 a month all in. How can you bring that up? That's out of nowhere.
Why am I telling you this?
Good question.
Should be telling him this. Because I need to talk about my feelings online.
That's pretty much a summary of everything she does online.
I need to totally do the responsible thing here.
Which she won't.
I think I agree with Curly for a change. Holy fuck. This situation is absolutely demented for both of your lives.
Her chat's not really having it. They're telling us some truths this evening.
I don't have time for this.
She actually doesn't. I did double check in the comments from very helpful people last time. I was a little confused whether 1st of June or 1st of July was traditional moving day. 1st of July is traditional moving day in Montreal. It's like a localized city thing. I knew that my friend who lives there was having a problem because when she was looking for a new apartment, she was looking in May, so she had far less choice. But we're currently in 1st of June. So if she wants to go view an apartment, sign a lease, get all that in place, get approved, and then move into an apartment, she's got to make the decision soon. And that's kind of been the narrative of why she's been going to Montreal. They're staying in apartments, they're looking for places. That's kind of the idea she had presented before this. So when she says she doesn't have time, she's actually at the point where she really has to make a choice to either distance herself and break this off or commit to it. And she doesn't really want to do either.
Because I miss my house, Sabrina. I miss my house. I really just want to focus on myself. And actually, I do really like this motorcycle guy.
Again, how convenient that he came up and you're really engaged with him and he's exactly what Nada isn't. How convenient. Just when you needed an excuse to stop.
So I met up with him tonight and it's just like a different world here.
Okay, I met up with him tonight. At the very end of this set of clips, I've got about 12 minutes, she talks more about what she did with Nada. Yeah, I left it in on purpose so we can talk about this timeline. Speaking of lies, yeah?
It's like, Montreal, I don't know how I keep my composure when I'm there. Like, I feel so stressed out. Like, I feel so stressed.
Consider her composed.
Icky being in these hotels and like...
These hotels seem like absolute shitholes. Why is she doing this to herself? I guess the reason is money. She's giving a lot of it to Nada, if that's to believe. The clues we've been given, somewhere between 1,500 said recently and 2,000 said a while back. Clearly some money is changing hands. We've seen him make it rain with the bills she took out. It is part of their arrangement somewhere, yeah? But on top of that, she used to only go down at like weekends. So then if you're looking at a shitty hotel once a week for maybe a night, we'd be talking like $300-400 if she's getting the really shitty ones. But then she started saying, well, you know, the new apartment would be a cost saver because it's $800. So she's spending some quite serious money doing hotels. She's going down practically every other day. And no wonder it's exhausting. Like if you're doing a couple of hours, 2.5 hours drive, and picking him up and dealing with the whole mental situation of him, Didi, and the weirdness around it, and spending the night in a flea bag hotel where she doesn't actually get on with him that well when they're in enclosed spaces, no wonder she's tired. It sounds awful.
I feel like I'm trying to hold everything together for him, but I just can't. Like, you're right though. You're right. You're not wrong. If I was gonna pay for a man $2,000 a month, I better get a lot more than that. Fuck that shit.
She sounds ridiculous saying that. She's already confirmed that he asked for $2,000 a month, and we've already seen the money. We've seen him make it rain. So she is paying that, and she's not happy with the result she's getting. If she's not happy with the product, go buy something else. But if you're going to sit there and expect him to change, nah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't need you guys messing with this guy and his job and everything else.
Then maybe stop giving details about him online, flashing your phone and flashing edited photos of him. Now, the edited photo was literally like his torso or something. It was some kind of fabric of his shirt, I guess. It wasn't going to be identifiable. But it's not like she's been particularly careful.
He has a good job.
Oh, not for much longer, the way you go.
He has a career. Chibius, you're going tomorrow, Chibius.
This, I can't remember how much more of the clips I put in. Maybe I didn't because, you know, I don't focus too much on the cat things. She makes a really big deal about how she's going to call the vet, take him for grooming, take him for nail trimming, whatever, because she doesn't want to go to Nada. So her no excuse. Remember how long people told her to take the cats to the vet, take them to the vet, and she got stubborn and was like, I do what I want, I'm not taking them ever. I'll take them in my time. Now, suddenly she doesn't want to go see Nada. No, it's very important they go to the vet. Screw off with that.
I'm going to call them tomorrow.
Sure you are.
I don't know if I'm just lying to myself to just bear it. I mean, I would love to still do it with him, but I don't know.
Anything different than this.
You guys, this motel was so horrible. Can I tell you about the hotels?
Throughout this, she's showing off bites of some kind, and she's like, is this mosquitoes or bed bugs? The AC wasn't working. There were massive mosquitoes. The The window wouldn't close. It sounds awful, but also might be bed bugs.
This is so out of character for me. Like, I'm too bougie for this shit.
Take a moment. At the very beginning of the stream, there's a lovely shot of her empty chair while she gets changed off screen. And just the trash heap she's living in, it's getting worse. It's getting worse behind her. Because, you know, she just shoved all her boxes in her closet. So, yeah, she's too bougie for this shit. She can't be in a Fleabag motel. Look at how she's living here. She's a queen.
I do really like Nader and care for him, obviously.
Obsess over might be a better phrase, but okay.
And that's why I'm still not jumping into the arms of this motorcycle guy, because it's not like that.
I believe it's not like that. If he exists, if the random guy she showed on film for 2 seconds next to the motorcycle is actually the guy she was meeting, is actually a guy she's still talking to and not just a random meetup that she never saw again, if he exists somewhere on Earth and is communicating with her, I don't believe for a second it's going the way she's telling us.
You know? But he and I agreed we're just going to start as friends right now, like for real.
That's nada. We were going to start, keyword start. The intention was always, let's see if we can erase history and rebuild this, which they never can.
And stuff like that. But I do also really do like doing videos with him just because we're both YouTubers. It's just so easy.
Let me ask, how is it easy? Other than the fact that she can present the, look how happy we are, no, it's so great. She edits those videos. She gives him the footage, she cuts it all up. She does all the work of the vlog. So she's not doing anything she couldn't do alone. And alone, and I can't believe I'm saying this about Foodie in any situation, but vlogs alone would be a lot more palatable than vlogs with him, because we all know what's gone on with him and it makes it ick. So just do the vlogs alone. It'd be easier in the fact you don't have to drive 2 hours to pay a man to entertain you, or say entertain, look like he barely tolerates you for the duration of that vlog. You're not paying as much to get it done, and you can still get the vlog. Just do the work yourself.
You know, and I do like spending time with him, so...
But does she? They can't stay more than a day in each other's company without arguing. Does she really enjoy it that much?
It's not rinse and repeat, Sabrina, because
yes,
I met up with that guy again, and I feel fucking bad for doing it.
So,
but
if they're just friends, there's no reason to feel bad. She's not beholden to anybody. If it's more than friends and she's trying to lie, well, that's another thing. And that's actually my final question. I don't think that this is truthful in any particular way. But the question is, what kind of lie is she trying to tell? Is she trying to tell a lie to Nader to make herself look more desirable and to make him feel like she's in demand, and therefore he should be more willing to value her, I suppose? That's lie possibility number one. Number two, is she lying to us so it looks like she's just not going down the same route with Nader? Because of course, no, guys, we're just friends. Despite all this stuff I'm paying for, all this time I'm spending chasing him, we're just friends. Which is a route she's tried to take before, but is still unbelievable. Or is it a little bit of both? Is she just fooling herself at this point? I don't know. But I just, this does not ring true.
I can't be in this situation.
Yeah, you're in it for about the 40th time.
Well, sorry, but fuck, it's very relevant, that's for sure. That's a fucking satire song.
Oh. Put a pin in this, we're going to come back to it in just a second.
Please don't share with us this, we are not therapists.
Remember when I said her chat wasn't really having it? Nah. I need to share my feelings, well go share them with a professional. We don't want it, this is pointless. Chat wasn't having it.
What do you want to talk about then, Nick Yucatera? I'm really curious what you guys want to talk about.
So what am I supposed to do? You don't want to hear about my life? Make content. Come up with a different topic. Even if Nader was gone from her life in a way that was actually believable and true, she still would have nothing for her channel. She's now, for the past year or so, maybe a little bit longer, has built her channel around guys. She's changed the format and the presentation of her channel to be built around her love life. So she can't really go back to mukbangs and doesn't really want to, but has no other content.
Satire is a way of adding humor to a very serious situation like school shootings.
I'm gonna wait for her to finish, but listen to Lecturer Foodie, okay?
But it's a way to poke fun of it, but at the same time be like, hey, this is an important message you need to listen to. So that's why I played it, because, might seem insensitive to some people. I was really fucking drunk, but at the same time, I was like, liking that song doesn't mean I like school shootings. I think that's what people are like equating here.
That was not the problem, but we'll let it go on.
Like, no, that's not it at all. And sure, there's gonna be some people offended, whatever. Yeah, saying it's the national anthem of America is also being ironic as well, Al, which is also a form of satire. So I was being ironic. I wasn't being serious. I don't know if... You probably can't pick up on that since you never seem to. That's your problem. That you don't have a sense of humor, I guess. I don't know. There's some things that I definitely would apologize for, but I mean, that's just not one of them, because there's a lot of fake outrage as well. Worm Sheriff, go learn something. I don't even have time to explain satire to you.
Okay. There's quite a lot there. Okay? Let's start with the idea of making fun of an event. There are times later when the dust has settled where some particularly edgy comic might make a joke at the expense of what was quite a traumatic event. We'll call them jokes for the sake of her argument, they were not jokes. Making light, making humour of a very fresh and very real tragedy circling the events of the school shooting in Texas is not that. It was an incredibly distasteful way to deal with it that she was not thinking about. She thought she was being really edgy and funny. That's what she thought. And then she's sitting there basically saying, well, I'm sorry you're just not quite smart enough to realise what I meant. Let me school you on what satire and irony is. And if all she's going to do with this, because she's not smart enough to make this argument, if all she's going to do with this is sit there trying to outsmart her audience without really the ability to do so, and double down on what she's saying, it would be much better for her just to move on and not mention it. Because the only real thing she could have said there that would have maybe not smoothed the water, because it was a very raw event and she didn't have the right to speak on it and to speak to her audience in the way she did about it. But if she was going to say, okay, guys, I realized that it may have been very soon and it was off color and I'm sorry. She doesn't have the ability to apologize in any kind of genuine way, because she never really stops and thinks about how she's wrong, and this is just further proof of that. But if you are going to basically say, suck shit, you're too stupid to understand, peace out, I'm right, just shut up. Just don't mention it. An option that she never takes is just saying nothing, because there was no real way to justify what she said, in which case ignore it and move on. There was no winning this situation for her.
Oh my god, you guys, what did I do with my life? I made the wrong turn.
Oh, in so many ways.
How did you guys know? Do you have a tracker on my car? It was Colibri, yeah.
She's talking about the motel she was at. People know because she drives around the motel revealing things in her background while talking about kind of where she is. People can locate that. When she goes to 3 or 4 fast food places or sits in a car park somewhere with a sign in the back, people can more or less figure out where she is pretty quickly. You don't need a tracker on the car, you need to be safer online. But again, let's not dox the imaginary new guy, huh?
I know you guys don't understand me when I say that, but I'm literally traumatized of Montreal right now. I need to end this chapter of my life for my own good. No, I'm friends with Nader, and I want to be on friendly terms.
I'm sure that'll help to end this chapter.
And still do videos sometimes, but I think...
Again, it's more work to include him in the videos than it is to just do it yourself. But you and I both know the videos isn't really what it's about.
I am gonna give this motorcycle guy a chance. That's the thing, I can't...
Let's say for a minute motorcycle guy actually exists. He doesn't in the story she's telling right now. The story's a lie, and we're going to see why at the end. But let's say he does exist. Then she's being pretty awful, because if he genuinely wanted, like if this fairy tale was true, which it's not, but if he genuinely wanted to start something with her, she's treating him like shit.
Do certain things.
Like move into apartments.
Because I don't want to be super stressed like I am right now. Well, why should I do something I don't want to do in life just because somebody needs me?
In the case of Nada needs money, I would completely agree with the sentiment, but that's a sentiment she has in life in general. Remember when Grams was passing and her mom really needed support? Remember when the first Christmas came and it might have been nice for her to be there, for her mom to spend the first Christmas without her mom? Remember when it was all about her and Nada was more important? Why should she make effort because someone else needs her? She doesn't care. All the giving she does.
I feel really guilty canceling for tomorrow, but I'm just so stressed out. I have a panic attack. I feel like I'm gonna have a panic attack.
She had an edible earlier, and you can see her getting more high as this goes on.
The thought of going back there tomorrow. There you go.
You can't see anything in this, but you don't know. People could have software that could narrow that down. Why are you showing his shit online? Don't dox him.
No. I put motorcycle guy. Can you see? So I have some editing to do. I have some vlogs actually from these past couple of days with Nader and I, so...
If Nada's in them, I'm not watching them.
Oh. But I have come to the decision that I am not... Stay home tomorrow.
Stay home tomorrow. She won't even say it out loud properly. Like, you want to tell Nada, stop being such a coward, call him up and tell him. Other than that, shut up whining online. Either make the choice and be the boss bitch you claim to be, or don't.
I don't feel valued, like, in this relationship, and I feel...
You're not in a relationship. You're barely in a friendship. He doesn't seem to be able to stand you. You're paying for his company.
We were talking about it. I don't mind spending time with...
You are valued at exactly $1,500.
him as a friend, but I have to have boundaries, and I realize that, like, I can't be, like, giving so much money and all.
Okay, then you'll be valued at $0 and he won't bother spending time with you because it's not worth it unless he's getting paid.
This and that, like, I need to, like, have boundaries for myself with people in my life. I don't need to find any man. I'm honestly talking to this motorcycle guy. You guys...
Honestly, I'm talking to him. I saw him tonight.
I'm gonna meet him.
Yeah, but it's not going to be on channel.
Like, off camera, he'll probably just talk.
We won't dox him.
You are not the asshole.
She is the asshole. Whatever version of lie she's telling here, it doesn't leave her looking good.
Really? For real? Do you want me to read you her message?
No. I didn't include the message in this. So, you know she's been on a kick recently where she's like, no, I'm kind of gay and I want to date a woman, which is directly opposite to things she has said recently and is kind of baiting a little bit. So she apparently contacted a woman on one of her dating sites and she reads out the woman's message. The woman did not consent to that. Privacy, Foodie, learn a lesson. So I cut it out of this.
But she sounds dominant and like she knows what she wants. She's very gorgeous, and I'm just like, Wow. I might want a woman. I am gay. I mean, I'm part gay.
I'm so tired of this story.
I don't like pussy. I don't know. I'm not saying. Okay, I think I do.
I think this entire storyline is rehabilitation for what she said about Dee Dee. Because remember, Dee Dee threatened to sue her. Dee Dee threatened to take legal action of some kind against her. So now she was complaining. I'm not gay. I hate pussy. I hate Dee Dee's grey whatever. And now, well, maybe it wasn't coerced. Maybe I just, maybe I am like that. So let's just soften that blow a little bit.
I think.
Maybe it was something I wanted.
I don't know how people can say how you don't understand how we keep getting together, because
I think people don't understand your complete lack of self-worth or self-respect. Usually there are minimums somewhere. That's what they don't understand.
You can butt heads with somebody and get in really horrid fights, but at the same time have this really weird magnetism.
He looked like he couldn't stand her in the vlogs. He literally, I've seen some stills, I've seen some clips on Twitter. I never went and watched the whole thing, but chemistry is not the word I would use. If there's an anti-chemistry, that is what I would use for them. But again, speaking of the toxicity I mentioned before, even if Motorcycle Guy were true fact, even if the conversations happened exactly the way she said them, it wouldn't satisfy her. Because unless the guy is passionately, toxically, angrily wanting to be with her, it's not really love.
I know, you're like, oh, we can't see in the video, but I could show you an edited version.
Terrible idea.
Because he just sent me a selfie.
Which he did not consent to be on your YouTube channel, I'm guessing. Now, that doesn't show anything. It's literally, I think, part of his t-shirt, but why are you opening this up as an idea? Why are you allowing this on your channel? Why have you learned nothing?
That doesn't prove anything, I know.
Not yet, anyway.
Exactly. I can't keep playing with anyone's feelings and with people's lives. They get their hopes up. It's not healthy.
Who's getting their hopes up? Nada? No.
To be completely dependent on someone and also just to I'm so stressed out and just tired and I just don't feel it. I don't feel the love.
Again, it's not even you claim friendship, it's paid companionship. It's not designed for love.
I said that yesterday. I don't feel it. It's nothing personal, it's just I just don't, okay? And I'm being honest. I have to be honest with myself from now on, no matter what.
I wish she would, but she won't. This is what we're gonna get.
And I have my boundaries. And
she has none.
This motorcycle guy fucking says shit like that to me. He says I respect a woman and her boundaries, and he says all the right things, and he says all the right things at exactly the right time. But he means nothing to you and you don't know.
Her songs always reveal her real truths. It doesn't matter what Motorcycle Guy says. He's not the toxic relationship that Nada is, and she'll never let go of Nada. Not ever. She'll never be satisfied by someone respecting her. Because she'll take it as proof they don't love her enough to disrespect her. Which, I hate. Alright, so even if Motorcycle Guy were real, it's a non-starter. But second, let's again take the idea that Motorcycle Guy is real. If he were real, I would be concerned about him because he's saying all the right things and he's professing love after 2 car park sessions? She is an easy mark. And when she goes looking in the wrong place, she's going to find the wrong kind of guy. So this will just be Nada 2.0.
But it's just getting, we just talked a few times and it's just he's willing to give me that space. He's going away for a few days to cottage with friends. I feel loved already. I feel, well, I don't know. To clean up my life.
Oh, in so many ways. Just look at that mess behind her. I know she's not necessarily meaning literally, but Jesus.
And I haven't been focusing on my own self. I'm not gonna cry, but I haven't been focusing.
She's very high here.
So you know how attracted I am?
Oh. This, just to prove that the timeline is false, okay?
To him and his culture, like Egyptian culture. I just really got into it. So I'm attracted to that now. He brought me to a place. He has a friend who owns this place. It's a fishery, and then
she's talking about Nada here.
He used to work at one, like 80 hours a week. Like he used to work really hard at one. There's the video out of him, and he used to make this fried shrimp with his homemade tartar. His tartar sauce is so good. So he brought me there tonight, and we ate a big fried platter of shrimp and calamari, and it was in Côte des Neiges area of Montreal. It was a really nice evening.
Okay, so let's look at that timeline, shall we? So she was in Montreal. She went to Côte des Neiges or wherever that is. We know Montreal is a couple of hours away-ish, depending on traffic. And that she claims in this live stream, she said it's about 2 a.m. because she can't order food. So if we say they go for dinner around 8, let's say 7, 8 o'clock, they spend an hour or so eating dinner. That puts you to 9:30. She spends 2 hours, like she drops him back off. So let's put another half hour on there. Let's say 10. She spends 2 hours driving home. So we put her at midnight. She claims to have showered for an hour because she felt so dirty from the hotel. Yeah, because she was all itchy. That puts it to 1 a.m. It's now 2. But we're expected to believe after spending time with Nada, she went and met up with this guy, which is what she proposes in the beginning of this live stream. The math does not add up. This is all bullshit. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you there. Thank you so much for listening, and I guess we'll see the mess she gets into soon. Bye-bye, everybody.